Hey, I'm Lucas from Alternate Rush, and I'm going to show you how to wax a snowboard. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get yourself a nice flat surface to put your board on, and you're probably going to want to put something down underneath because the wax is going to stick to everything. I like to take my bindings off. You can leave them on. I would recommend that you at least loosen the bolts. If you have a gummy stone, right before you clean your base, you're going to want to run it down the edges to clean up any rust or any dings. Once you've done that, you're going to want to clean the base real good. I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol and just wipe it down with some paper towels. So once you got a clean base, the next step is to actually get to hot waxing. So make sure your iron's hot, but not too hot. If it's a generic iron, you're gonna wanna put it on the synthetics setting. But once it's hot, get your wax, hold it against the iron, and it's gonna start dripping. And as it's dripping, you just wanna move the iron down the snowboard slowly so that you get pretty good coverage of the board. You're gonna have to move it back and forth a couple times, run it up and down at least maybe 4 times until you get enough beads of wax onto the board for it to be covered. So after you got wax all up and down your board, you want to take your iron, still hot but not too hot, put it on your deck and move it slowly, probably about, I don't know, 2 inches, an inch per second. You don't want to move it too fast because it won't melt the wax, but if you move it too slow, you're in danger of burning your board. Alright, so I've spread my wax out across the base using my iron, and it's a pretty even coat, but there are a few empty waxless spots. So what I'm going to do is go back over it with this wax, drip it into those spots, and then smooth it over again until it's an even coat. So after you've done that, you're going to want to let the wax dry for maybe a half hour to an hour depending. Once it's hard, then you're going to come back and scrape it off. Alright, so now my wax is pretty dry, it feels nice and cold. So I'm going to take a plastic scraper, basically just a hard piece of plexiglass, and I'm just going to scrape the wax off until there isn't any left visible. So after you've done a lot of scraping, then what you want to do is you want to get your wire brush, and you just want to pretty lightly just go over the base like that, and you just want to take off any of the excess wax that's on there. And a good trick to see if there's any wax left is to take your fingernails and run them down the board, and if any comes off, you know you gotta brush around a little more. But that's pretty much the last step. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.